this time, we're going to finish this 1950 Chevy. I'm right at the point of reassembling everything now. I know we left off with everything raw. I started painting it, and I wasn't happy with just painting all the link bars black, painting the frame black, painting everything black. So I enlisted the help of a couple of friends. The Martins, Brian and Carrie, I can't thank them enough. And we got some parts powder coated. We're going to go pick them up, get back to the house. We're going to go ahead and put the suspension together, get the axle back under the car, install the shocks and everything like that, make sure everything's going to work just right, get the gas tank and everything else back in, and make this thing run again. So, without further ado. We're home from the Martins. We got everything unpacked here. Had the link bars. They absolutely nailed it. I can't thank them enough for this, especially on such short notice. It's a perfect match right to the wheels. And eventually when this car gets painted, the roof's going to be white as well. The wheels had to do the white bars. It was just one of those little things that needed to be done. So let's get them on the car, see what they look like. So yeah, powder coating these white, definitely the right call. I'm sure the owner's going to be ecstatic about it. A little something extra for the customer. Gonna get the gas tank in next. I'm gonna reinforce the floor there where the gas tank is. But as soon as we get some more that drive shaft tunnel cut out, I'm sure, then we'll get the shocks on, mock the bags up. Eventually we'll get all these bolts tight, and hopefully by this weekend we get the car on the ground. So we made I took the liberty of taking this wheel off already and doing one side at a time, and well, now it's getting fully tugged. So kind of a step backwards, hopefully a couple steps forward. It just means more sheet metal work, that's it. Still gonna try to get this thing back together and running and driving this weekend. You know how it goes. In the meantime, this is what we just cut out. It seemed to be hitting in the back. There seems to be quite a bit of room in the front. So I'm gonna do this side, and then I'm gonna put the wheels back on, and I'm gonna see where it sits, even though I may end up taking them back off and cutting the forward part. Anyway, and I cut a notch for the drive shaft, because that's gonna be an issue, and hopefully it doesn't end up an issue up in here, because there's a brace right there. I don't really want to have to rebuild it, but I guess if I have to, I have to. All right, so we got a bunch more trimming on the sheet metal. It's helped me up a lot. This car needs a lot of sheet metal. Right here, the very front of the tub, the wheel still comes up and lays against it, but right beyond this point, this is the tub inside the door, and I really don't want to get into rebuilding the door jambs on this thing, so it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to lay pretty low. All right, working on the car, working on the air management now. I got the gas tank in here, put a little reinforcement plate for the trunk floor there. Got the battery wire run, got the fuel lines run up and over. Instead of working on the air management, tacking that in. No, I smell something. Got the front air lines run. Lo and behold, I didn't set this blanket on fire. So I said I knew there would be fire. It wasn't necessarily the car, but I had a good sized flame going on down here. But again, doing the air management, got the exhaust in. The mufflers ended up way further forward than I wanted, but that's where they fit. Got the exhaust hangers there. Don't know what to do about the tailpipes yet, but I got the airline all running there. She's almost ready. All right, well, here it is, Thursday before Metro Cruise, and I failed. I got the car laid out. This thing is sexy. So in the back, what I didn't get to, it runs and everything now. What I didn't get to is getting the air management done. But this is where I have plans on mounting the valve block. The tank's got a mount in there already. I'm gonna do this piece of sheet metal to come up and over. So where I'm gonna run my lines in. And how I'm going to do that, this is the second piece I've done because we had an incident with the first one. But I got it laid out. I know Roger had said, don't worry about anything special. I'm just trying to add a little bit of rigidity. So I'm just going to do a basic bead roll on my bead roller. It's a super Woodward Fab, super whatever. I modified it and strengthened it. Built a table for it for my dies. Built a stand for it for my dies. Hello, what's up? What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Yeah. And obviously my little sheet metal brake that's bolted to the table, made that as well. It works pretty good.
Now breaking moats.
So.
Now breaking moats. No breaking moats. There's no breaking moats. No breaking moats.
Okay.
No. No. Ah. See Grandpa here. Mama.
Alright, let's get bead rolling.
Okay, I'm gonna point your way.
Huh?
You point where you're.
And there's the start to what I had envisioned for the trunk setup on this. I had envisioned maybe a little bit better bead roller, fancy stuff, but Roger just wanted to keep it simple. So I just added something for strength. I got spots for the bulkheads for the rear airlines and the front airlines to come up. Instead of coming up right there, they'll come up right through there. So they can come over here to the block and tuck up underneath there. And then here's your compressor line. And I got a port up here for a feed line, drain in the bottom. Once we get some tubs in here, get the compressors mounted, this will be a nice clean setup. And I've got a couple other things done as far as the sheet metal goes. Here, I can show you right quick. So in the back of the car here, this is gonna be kind of hard. This is where the bag mounts protruded through. I got that all mocked up, a couple of holes that were here taken care of. And this bottom plate, so this shelf in the back has a lip on it. And this is welded to that and is going to get seam sealed. And then I made the top part, I wanted to block the trunk off completely from the back seat, not only to help reduce any possibilities of exhaust coming in here. You can see I also got the tranny tunnel or drive shaft tunnel, but I also wanted to try to make the compressors quieter. And once you insulate this, sound deaden it, it's really going to help knock the noise from the compressors being in the trunk down. But I wanted to make it removable just in case you ever need to access this. Like say he locks his keys in the trunk. Well, he can pop the back seat out, take a screwdriver, undo the screws, and access the inside of the trunk for emergencies or anything like that. Now, this whole process has taken way longer than I planned and what I wanted to. As you can see here, I'm working on the tubs themselves now. I've actually got the first piece of the tub for this outside that I just cut. And real quick, all right, there we go. We got a light turned on. See, I got this all, I kept just this bottom edge so I could hang the skirt. But as you can see, this one has all of that still. If that's not the case, I can't stay. So this is all getting rebuilt now. And on this side, even touching it, you know, I got a little bubble in the paint there. And the car's getting repainted anyway. I had to cut this all out, all the way up to that latch. And this thing still, honestly, I think it's gonna touch when it's all the way down. But I got the very first piece. And this one is gonna go in here, like this, and end up getting tucked all the way up. I'm gonna roll this edge. I'm gonna put this piece in. Then I'm gonna put this inside piece in. And then back here, that piece is gonna end just past here. And I'm gonna make a another piece that's gonna be the outside. And then I'm gonna make a final piece. That way I can get in here and working on the tubs here. They got to be big because they got to go all the way up to the top. You see now those wheels are sitting. Basically, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to panel bond them to the outside skin so I don't have any weld going on out here. I don't want to have to cause more body work than what he already has to do. So, to template this out and get the roll, what I did, I put the tires, well, when I had the tires on here, I traced around the tire when it was laid out so I knew as long as I have that clearance, I'm good. Now, in here, you can see I made the front piece that got tacked in there, and I formed it to the body up there. Now I'm going to have to make a little filler piece here. Let's see here. I'll make a little filler piece here, and I'll stick it here, and I'll panel bond it. Probably use panel bond as seam sealer too. Maybe I'll just get in here some seam sealer, seam seal that off. But that'll be sealed off. Now, to make this part, I got a nice roll with some poster board. You see those 3 stripes of poster board? All right, what I did with that, there's a piece of TIG fill rod in there under the tape. 1/16 of an inch TIG fill rod, 3 stripes. Now, when I pull that out, it maintains that curved shape. And you can see right there is where the tire sat. So as long as I'm bigger than the tire, we're okay. And that is up as far as it'll go. Now, when I cut this out of sheet metal, I can fine tune it, get it all dialed in, get it sitting where I want, and I can panel bond it right down the side, all the way around. Get a nice good seal. All right, here we go. What I did is I cut just outside the line a little bit. We had a good fit with that template in the car. Here's the template. I had to flatten it back out so I could trace it. We see how it's still maintaining some of that shape. We had a good fit with that edge. I still chose to leave a little 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 inch. I know I had a little bit, if anything, I needed a little adjusting down here. I left a little bit more down there, but left a little bit extra. Now I can get this in. I got a little bit of room to fine tune it. I don't mind spending a half hour, 45 minutes even, fine tuning the fit and getting it nice and good rather than just chopping it up and getting some gaps or anything like that. So let's roll this baby up, and then once we get the fit right, we'll run it through the bead roller and radius the edge. And there's the front piece for the other side already. So here we go. All right, we got both sides in. Got them welded where we could. Let's see if we can get some light in here. Where they meet the outside of the car. Got it all panel bonded in. Got it all panel bonded in. Like I said, we took our time. Got some nice fitment. Try to get a good view here. Get a nice fitment all the way around. Get that one all panel bonded in. Got this one all panel bonded in. Now I got the templates. What I'm going to do is flat this. And I'm going to flat this right. All right, finally. Get this all seam sealed up. She's ready to go. Gonna drill a hole later, put the seatbelt back in. We're all seam sealed up. We're all panel bonded up on the outside. Like I said, we just seam sealed these instead of metal finishing them because this is all getting covered with carpet and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Got the 3P up here. Turn the tank so I can get to the ports. Again, got the bulkheads for the front, rear, and exhaust. And now, time to wire the rest of this up, plumb this up, and wrap this build up. So, next. All right, we're out here driving the 1950. We got her done. She's dirty, she's dusty, it needs a bath, but it is rolling. We are driving it. All seems good. Ride's decent. Haven't really messed with any air settings yet, but let's check her out. We'll show you what she looks like laid out. Sits a little bit in the front just because of that front cross member, and I knew that was going to be a thing. But I'm digging the way the car sits. So this is a wrap on this one. Here it is, all laid out. Like I said, it's still dirty. Definitely needs to be cleaned. Sits right on her ass. I'm happy with it. Turned out pretty good.